What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. We are back with another video tutorial today. Today, I'm going to be showing y'all some plugins, free plugins at that. This has been a long requested thing that a lot of people have been asking me to do. Basically showing off free plugins that they can get for free. Because like I said, plugins are very expensive. And I use a lot of plugins that a lot of people don't own or don't have the money to buy or whatnot. So I wanted to find some plugins that you can get for free, try for yourself, teach y'all what they do and why I think they're the best plugins for the week. So basically I'm gonna be doing this, try to do this every week as I can. So if you have any plugins you want me to check out and let you know what I think about them, a review, whatever, blah, blah, send me the links. I'll definitely download, try them out, and let you know everything. Also, if I find some more free plugins, I will definitely do videos on them and showing them out. But today we're gonna be looking at 3 different plugins. Two are EQs and one is a compressor, because those are some things that a lot of people have been looking for, especially finding high quality free ones is very hard. So let me just play a little beat real quick so you see what we're going to work with. And I'm going to show you the plugins and, tell you a little bit about what I think and how to use them. And, give you, like I said, don't worry, the links will be at the bottom of the video so you can go check out all these plugins yourself and download them and try them out. So hopefully this video will help you and, let's get to it. So here's a little beat I made. I'm working on, matter of fact. It's a little Drake type-ish stuff, just trying some new stuff, blah, blah, blah. Nothing spectacular. It's still a work in progress, but that is what it is. So we're going to look at the first plugin today. It is the TDR Feedback Compressor 2. Basically, this is a compressor. It's a very good compressor at that. It has some pretty different and unique function to it. And I'm going to tell you why I like it. I'm using it on my kick drum. Now, let's do a little overview of the plugin first so you can see exactly what it is. Basically, it's a compressor. It has the basic things: threshold, ratio, attack, release. It also has a makeup gain right here. It has a dry wet knob, so you can do some parallel compression. It has an output gain. It has a side chain filter, which is really unique. Basically, what this do is you can filter out, you can pretty much filter out the frequencies that you don't want. So if you're doing like drums or anything like that, you can filter out them low frequencies because you don't want the low frequencies always hitting the compressor. Basically, okay, better yet, a better example is if you're doing mixed bus compression. If you're putting this over the whole channel, you can actually filter out the low end so you're not compressing the low end and squashing your drums and all that, your low end, destroying your bass and all that. So that's a really good thing. If you want to use some mixed bus compression, this is a pretty good compressor. But let's do a little overview. Basically, like I said, it has a threshold. It has, a threshold, that's how much compression you add to it. Your ratio, how much compression you're applying. You have this knee, which you can do either a hard or soft knee, which is pretty cool. This peak crest, I am not 100% sure of at the moment. I have to play around with it some more to understand that. But I think it's just, setting the peak limit pretty much of how much compression you get. Then you can either set it your ratio to, 1:1 all the way to 7:1. Or if you want to use it as a limiter, set it to limit mode, which is pretty cool. So, you can have a little bit more. I think it probably go like 10:1 or 20:1. That's when you're doing hard limiting. You have your standard attack. You have these 2 releases that is pretty interesting. You have a release peak and a release RMS. Now, the release peak is basically your standard release, as I am guessing from what I use. That's what I get from is the initial release. And then your RMS release is like pretty much like the threshold of how much release you're getting in your sound. So basically I'm gonna show you how to use this, and what I do is, I'm gonna do this on the fly. So here we go. Here's my kick drum. We're gonna add some threshold, add some compression. Gonna turn up the 5:1. And as I'm just doing this on the fly, this is not pre-done. Okay, we got the compression going on. We're gonna change my attack to really fast. And now watch how I use these 2 together. Now I'm gonna bring this down. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring this one up to get it more smoother. Because if I bring it too fast, start distorting. And I want to stay right in that blue. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds great. But now we're gonna bring the threshold back down, so I can get about 6 dB of gain reduction. You know how I like my 6 dB. You can click here to change the scaling too, which is pretty cool. So I like that 6 dB. Get about. Okay, gonna make up gain 6 dB. I'm gonna do about 5. And then we're filtering out. I'm gonna just put it down. about 60 hertz. So filtering out everything below 60 hertz. And now before and after. It's giving it a little bit more punch, a little bit more kick. And, you know, if you need it, I'll put a video at the top of the corner. You can check out how to compress your kick drum so you can understand that. But that's a pretty good plugin for, like I said, for kick drum, vocals. You know, it's pretty good snares and things. It's a pretty well-rounded compressor for, you know, to be free. And I really like that. And like I said, it has some great presets in it, like mastering, glue, parallel compression, fat, crunchy, vocals, you know, mixed bus compression. So it got some good starting points if you need that. All right. Our next plugin, we're gonna look at the TDR Silk EQ. Now, this is a very interesting EQ. This is more of a mastering EQ, or EQ that just adds some, like I said, silkiness to your tracks. It adds some, you know, it just adds, kind of just brings everything together. You know, this is a very good EQ, and it's very simple. It just has 3 bands, a low, mid, high. You get to choose your frequency and how much gain, and then you get to choose between a shelving or a bell curve, which is pretty cool. You have saturation, so you can add some saturation. You have a high pass filter, which is really good, you know, to filter out some frequencies you don't want. And then you have stuff over here, which really you don't need to worry about. Leave just the output on auto and all that, unless you want to gain stage it yourself. And I don't mess with anything. I don't mess with the outstage, but it has different, like, I guess, tones that you can apply if you want to. But I've left mine on the regular. I left mine on linear, and I ain't touched it, and it sounds good to me. So, and also on top of that, it has 3 different, like, emulation, EQ emulation. You have American, you have British, you have German, and you have Soviet. So they're basically different console emulations, pretty much. So I like to use this as putting it on the master bus to give some, you know, just sweetening to the beat. So I'm gonna, you know, add it to the beat, and I'm gonna A/B it so you can really hear what it is doing to the track. So let's turn it on and let's play the beat. So let's add some 100. Let's add some 100 hertz. We're gonna add about, I'm gonna over exaggerate so you can really hear what it's doing. So here we go. Now I'm about to A/B it so you can really hear what it's doing. It just adds some, you can add some body, some air. You can add some nice mid frequency if you have vocals or whatever. You know, it's just very good. And then I'm gonna go through each different emulation too, so you can hear the different, like, emulation types. You can hear what they're doing and how they're saturating the sound and changing the sound. I'm gonna over exaggerate a little more so you can actually hear what it's doing. So don't do this yourself. This is just me over exaggerating the sound so you can actually hear what it's doing, so you know what the sound you're getting. It adds, like I said, it adds just a little bit of kind of saturation, kind of constant emulation. I like the American style one. That's my favorite so far. The American style right here. But, you know, I mean, you just gotta play around with it. It's a great tool if you want to add just some silkiness, as the EQ implies, to the whole beat or individual tracks, however you want to do it, however you want to use it. Great plugin, is very useful, very helpful, and I think, you know, it can be a great tool in your arsenal of plugins. Like I said, on top of that, they have like some great presets to start with, so you can, you know, get a sound. Like I said, if you want that kind of vintagey sound to your beats, here's a good way to do it without actually getting a console or anything like that. The last plugin we'll look at is the TDR Nova. As you see, there's a trend going on these TDR plugins. They're making some good plugins. But this is the Nova, which is basically as what I can tell, it is a parallel, like it's a parallel dynamic EQ, which basically means it is a EQ with dynamics, meaning it is a multi-band compressor and also an EQ, which is very interesting because if you know it's like a dynamic EQ pretty much. So what you can do pretty much is you can EQ your beat, and on top of that, you can add some compression onto it also. So what I like about it is, you have 4 bands, which is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, label right here. You have your Q, which is, how wide the Q is. So you can change if you want a narrower Q, a wider Q, more like sharp, like a more focused sound, or like a more, neutral sound. You can change the frequency right here. You have your gain, which is pretty cool. You have a high pass filter, so you can turn the high pass filter on, or you can turn on a low pass filter, which is very good when you're doing, mastering EQs. But then here's the, turn it back on. Here's the like real nice thing. You have this threshold. Now you get into, you can actually add some compression to your beat. So you can add how much compression you want. What's the ratio to take and release. So you have a built-in multi-band compressor on top of having a great EQ. So let's just play around with it. I'm gonna show you how I would use it. As you can see, it's a pretty good EQ. I mean, you can do a lot with it, and that's what I like about it. It has multiple functions in it, not just, being a EQ. This is really a mastering EQ, and I would think this is, like I said, I might start using this one because it's really nice. Because like I said, there's a lot of other plugins, like I think Isotope has one like this, and some other other plugins have EQs like this, but to have a free dynamic EQ is really good, and plus being so powerful, and it sounds great, and plus you have different analyzers, so you can actually see your analyzer. You can stereo, mono, you can mono, stereo, you can I think you can side chain it. You can mid side chain it, you can add side chain. I mean, it just has a lot of features in it to be a free plugin. I really highly recommend download this, especially if you're doing any mastering work, you want to master on beat. It's a great plugin. So like I said, TDR Nova. So I hope that video it was helpful today, showing off these different plugins. I want you just to see that there are options out there for nice free plugins, so that's the good thing about it. They are, here they are all again. Once again, these are all the plugins. I don't need the where's the boop, 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 boop. There we go. So hopefully, this video, if you got any more suggestions or any more plugins you want me to check out and do reviews, I want to tell you how I think about them and how to use them, I would definitely do that. And like I said, that's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, so I hope this helped y'all. Put all the links in below where you can go and download these plugins yourself. Try them out. Let me know what you think. Tell me if this is helpful. Tell me if they helped you. How are you using them? What are you using for? If you already use them, I want to know. Like I said, if you got any more suggestions, please send them my way, and I'll definitely be doing more of this videos like this, so y'all can see all the cool plugins that are out there that are under your noses that you don't even know about. But y'all know who it is. Your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. I do appreciate it. Thumb it up if you like this. Thumb it down if you didn't like it. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and please leave your comments. I'll need your feedback. Let me know what y'all think, and so I can make more videos like this and make videos that y'all want to see. So with that being said, y'all know who it is. I shall see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.